All right, we're live.
Let's do it. I'm tweeting it out right now. Postgame is live. We will take your calls. Pass. Put it in the books.
In the books.
You know what? Just a fucking great baseball game. A little bit reminiscent of the series in Colorado, except it's against the Phillies, and it always means more against Philadelphia to just beat the shit out of them and just have a wire-to-wire. Well, not wire-to-wire. They took the lead for like a split second there, 2-1. But that's what the Mets do. They bounce back every single time. But to basically have an easy-peasy win with 1,000 hits, clutch on top of clutch, good pitching, lights-out bullpen. I'm wondering, it's still early and that lineup's so good, but there's got to be a couple Philly fans out there consoling tonight because the Mets have just fucking owned this team all season long, and it just feels. I tweeted it out. Watching this team hit, watching them manufacture, watching them drive in runs, watching them be clutch, watching them do it with the long ball, and you saw the stats today: the most infield hits, the most sac flies, the most runs driven in from third with less than 2 out. Watching this is karma for the last fucking decade.
Yep.
And I don't know why we had to wait as long as we did. I don't know why it took 10 years worth of good karma building up when other teams seem to get to watch this all the time. But I texted my mother and I said, can you believe that for the last decade, we've just been watching a team who couldn't do this?
Yeah.
We watched a team who could never hit, who could never clutch. And now that we are watching it, it's like, oh my God, this sport's actually kind of fun. Baseball's not dying. It's actually awesome when you're getting hits and scoring runs. So this is for us.
Yesterday's win, it was a close enough game, but like everyone who's thinking the sky's falling with the rotation and the bullpen and everything, it never matters because we're scoring 8 runs a game. Like baseball does not matter if you score 8 runs a game. I don't care who the fuck you are. This team is different from that standpoint alone. And we say it all the time, but it's like on paper, it's different. Those 2 sac flies yesterday, then you come out today and you're just bashing them over the head, hit after hit after hit after hit, relentless, top to bottom. We were saying in our chat before the game started, like, what's like the death lineup that you see it on paper and the other pitcher's like, oh shit, and it's like every single night's that lineup. It doesn't matter. We have Canada playing center field and we don't miss a beat. We're missing our leadoff hitter.
You can get nitpicky for sure. Why is Canna in there? Why is Dom DHing? But it's like it's champagne problems.
Yeah.
Like in the past, it was why is Eric Campbell batting cleanup because we got nobody fucking else. In the past, it's why is Alejandro De Aza starting today? It's because we got nobody else. Right. This is like, well, I'd prefer to have Marte in center. I'd prefer to have McNeil batting second. We'd like to do righty lefty this and that. But no matter what, that lineup's putting together runs. And I'll tell you why.
Who do you think in the Mets lineup's making the All-Star game? And they listed people and they left out McNeil, who's arguably our best hitter. And I'm like, that's how you know we're just stacked. When you forget about the guy who's batting like
in the middle of that lineup, you got guys who set the table, and then right in the middle of that lineup, you got Lindor, Alonso, and McNeil who just crush. They just rake. DeClembe, welcome. How nice is this, man? It's just I said it was like Colorado, but except it's in Philly, which, at some point we got to admit that beating Philly is not a big deal. I mean, it might feel good, but we're just beating up on a bad team at this point. Beating Philadelphia will always have a little bit more juice to it. And this one was just, lights out. Big innings, man. This team is just so capable of big innings despite not leading the long ball. And it's just fun.
Mm-hmm.
Fun to watch.
We're just beating up on the old, shittier versions of ourselves right now.
Yes.
We're beating up on Mets 1.0. These are the Wilpon Mets we're beating up on. No defense, bullpen just cobbled together and just hoping the bats get hot at the same time. And the Phillies are going to go on their run at some point, and it won't be against us because we played them 1,000 times without Jake, now even without Max, and we're still just beating the fucking piss out of them.
That was Taiwan's 4th start versus them already. He's had like 7 starts. That's like 4th one off them.
It gets to the point where we're building such a big lead. not to say it's mathematically improbable, but it's like we're getting so far out ahead that now when we play these shittier teams, they can't make it up against us because we're not playing them head to head anymore. Like that's the thing. I'm just checking it off when we can get them off the schedule.
Had
There
to
it
make
is.
the wardrobe change for everybody who
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
get off the train, for everybody who's stuck around. I don't even want to give you guys credit because this is the easiest W I've ever had. Not jumping off the Francisco Lindor is a good baseball train. That's the easiest fucking W I've ever had in my career of takes. All you had to do was weather a couple bad months and then just let him get back to being a fucking MVP type player. The easiest W I've got right here. Buy the shirt. I mean, if you were a Lindor, you're dead. You're dead. You're done. You look at this last week. He's white hot. He's absolutely unhittable. And yeah, he'll go through another stretch where he slumps because that's what baseball is. But as we've seen this season, he goes cold, he gets white hot, and all the while he's milking walks, he's getting on base, he's scoring runs, he does it with the glove. This, I swear to God, if I was a Lindor, I would retire from baseball takes. I would never speak about baseball ever again because it's like it's going to look so idiotic looking back. People are going to be like, do you know that some Mets fans used to think that this guy was bad? There it is, Clem.
This may have to be the new limited edition thing. We might have to take these out the store or change the color in the back.
We need to put like Francisco Lindor is fucking good or Francisco Lindor is like great or something. Like good may not be good enough.
There might be another one in the works if he keeps it up because who knows what the rest of the season holds.
I have it on the record.
Anybody who bought it, is there one on there now? I don't know if there is. We'll put one on there, and anybody who bought that is the fucking OG. But I said, Clem, while you were changing, I was like, I don't even want to give these people credit because I don't deserve credit. You don't deserve credit. It was an easy, obvious fucking take. Of course, Francisco Lindor is good at baseball, you dumb motherfuckers.
It's crazy. It's like those like his whole career where he's in the prime of his career still. Those were just, mirages. He comes to the Mets, has a bad 2 months, not even fucking season, 2 months. He's bad.
And by the way, he's hitting 260.
I know.
Average people out there.
And all of a sudden, he's going to be batting 280. He's going to hit 30 bombs.
He's having a career year. It's a career year for him.
He's going to have a better year than 2018. He might not hit 38 home runs, but overall, he'll have a better season. And I'll tell you what, if Pete Alonso keeps it up and Jeff McNeil keeps it up, he's going to score 275 runs this year.
I will tell people, if you want your Lindor's good shirts, get them now. I don't know if they're going to sell out. I don't know if we're going to restock them just to be dicks. But I also said I responsibly put my money on him winning MVP. That's when the great shirts are going to drop. When he wins his MVP, which again, it looks like Pete's his fucking competition right now.
Bro. And then as I'm saying that, McNeil blasts off with a 3-run home run to the fucking moon.
And then there's Nemo.
And then honestly, we gotta be worried that Guillorme will split the vote. So I don't know. It'll probably go to somebody else. It'll go to Goldschmidt or something. Meanwhile, the Mets will have 5 different MVP candidates.
I was listening on the radio, and they said something like Guillorme's hitting like 475 over his last stretch since he started, like well ahead of everybody else in Major League Baseball, which obviously is not going to last. But it's one of those things where it's like the guy who you have to like begrudgingly get into the lineup is hitting 475.
It is good to be king. As our man Nicky says, it is. I mean, Guillorme's batting 352 right now.
Since he shaved his beard, he's the best player in baseball. Like,
and to do it against the Phillies, oh, so sweet. But like I said, I mean, we only got a handful of games left with them after this, and at what point you don't even get excited about beating them anymore because it's clear that they're just not what they were supposed to be. Clem says they'll go on the run. I don't know if they will. They're good on paper. Their lineup is scary, but holy shit, some of that defense and some of the plays. I mean, holy moly, that team. Like Clem said, it's a old Wilpon era type of Mets team where you got some names and it just does not work because nobody can execute.
And for the record, the magic number is 65 right now for the 96ers, 31-17.
That's it. We're so close. We're so close to 96. Just 65 more wins. Are you kidding me? Let's bump it up to 100. Fuck it.
You guys,
I hate to even, No, never mind. Not going to say it.
Don't say it. Whatever you say, don't say it. Like I said,
it's a good thing, but it's still something I promised not to get to say. So I'm going to leave it.
You want me to start getting some calls in?
Yeah. Let's do that. While we get him in, I just got to give a quick shout out to Holderman. I mean, the fact that Hold is in his name, he is the man. He is the Blue Mountain Boy of the night, and he will be so important if he can actually continue to throw multiple innings in relief, because that's the one thing we're going to keep on needing. So let's get to the calls and let's celebrate it and enjoy it.
Leading off, playing the Luis Guillorme role, which Brandon Nimmo's like, what the fuck just happened to my? I was the leadoff guy, I'm Mr. Nimmo BP, and I just got fucking Wally Pip. We got Dean V leading us off. How we doing, Dino?
What's up, guys? How we doing?
How we doing, brother?
Pretty
good.
Fucking good.
Yeah, yeah. This is amazing, and it's even more amazing because I want to take a step back and look at last year where we were. We fired Chili Davis, right? Mm-hmm. Because the whole approach was we're getting on base in 2020, and then 2021 it was kind of an anemic offense, but runners in scoring position was just our bugaboo. This year, we have absolutely no problem with that. Eric Chavez has been doing amazing.
So handsome.
And yeah, just like give him all his flowers. Like 2021 was the year of Hefner and the pitching staff being good. This year, we got to give it to Chavez, who's doing an amazing job. And for all the people in the Mets community, the Lindorks who keep harping on and being negative, the same thing should be said for the people who harped on Sandy Alderson for like not doing anything last year or letting Baez, VR, and Stroman walk and then hiring Billy Epler to do his thing and get professional baseball players. Just crazy turnaround from last year.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Sandy was never the guy that deserves all the heat that he made or didn't make, were worthy of criticism. But anytime the Mets are a wreck, people go to Sandy. And when they're good, you notice that nobody even says his fucking name because he just sits back and watches all his pieces come together. So, I don't think he was like above all criticism, but I do love the fact that he's a professional and he just lays in the cut. He doesn't need the recognition. He doesn't need any of the fanfare. He just knows he did his job. And I do think there's a good part of him deep down, though, that knows that 2015 was his year and that it's unfinished business. And I think that if somehow, some way we make it to the promised land, I do think Sandy does deserve his flowers because he's just a baseball lifer and he put together, the team that we always thought we could get when we combine the money ball with the money.
I always go back to that picture of him sitting in Wrigley, just taking it all in, getting ready to go to the World Series. And he's like, it finally clicked. We finally got like the team that I was looking for and it didn't work out. But to your point, it was like he came back as the teacher who retired and then came back as the substitute. And next thing you know, he has like a class he's got to run all year. And he's like, what the fuck is this?
He was never supposed to be in that position and got thrust into it. And now once we finally, righted the ship and got the system back in place, look, like lo and behold, it's working. That picture, man, that picture in Wrigley of him underneath the overhang in the shadows while the kids celebrate is, I think, one of the best pictures in Mets history. I want to get like a mural of that done one day, especially if they make it to the mountaintop one day, because that's the lasting image of Sandy for sure.
The Mets didn't reach 30 wins until June 9th last season, and they're at 31 now, and there was a lockout this year, so the season began late. That was from our boy Pat Ragazzo, too.
And also, June is, the bugaboo year, so those numbers are going to start, the bugaboo month. Those numbers will start getting crazier in July. You know what I mean? Like right now, it's sort of like at June 9th, we're a couple weeks ahead of schedule. Talk to me at the end of July when we have, fucking 75 wins. We didn't reach that till, September 30th.
That's right. Dean, I'm gonna just once we get the calls, I'm gonna kick people out of the studio. So just hop on the YouTube so I can get more people in. The room's been full.
By the way, we're getting a notification that there's so many people backstage. It's Saturday on Memorial
Day weekend. Yeah. Either this team is fucking different, or we are all losers, or somewhere in between. Let's go.
All right. Next up is Alex. What's going on, Alex?
What up, Al?
What up, guys? How you doing?
Great, brother.
What a game. What a game. You know, I'm watching game 7 with my dad right now, or game 6, Rangers game, and Mets won, took another series.
It's a beautiful night for New York sports right now.
But Kevin and Clem, I know you guys are not ready for the gauntlet. I am an LA Mets fan, and I am going to all 4 of those Mets-Dodgers games. And unfortunately, I can't go to San Diego because of work, but I'm going to the Angels games too. So I'll be in it. It's
Bro, you know what? I mean, you know, obviously teams like the Dodgers are very different. Again, I keep reiterating the Phillies are just not that good of a team, so we can't get cocky about this. But there's just something about the way these guys go about it that it's like doesn't matter who's up there. These guys are not afraid. There's no lead that's too big. They're all professional. They all are scary. And, you know, yeah, you're going to lose a few along the way in that gauntlet. But I keep reiterating, you know, I had this epiphany yesterday, Al, where I said to myself, I tweeted it out. I said, do you think that Pete Alonso is more of a Philly killer than Kyle Schwarber is a Mets killer? And somebody tweeted me back and said, I've never even considered the idea that we are killers for the other team.
Because everybody kills us.
And even when we're good, we never have one guy who kills one opponent like that. And so for the first time, I had this epiphany that, like, they look at Alonso going, just walk him every time. Don't even pitch to him. And so I'm also having this epiphany that guys like the Dodgers and the Angels are going to be looking at us on the schedule going, oh, fuck, we got 4 with them.
Yeah, and if you want to walk Alonso, you face McNeil. Like, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I mean, go ahead. And you know that Lindor will already be on base. So, it's pick your fucking poison, man. This team is too balanced.
Francisco Lindor is good. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of this.
It's got to be over. I mean, honestly, if there's a Lindor out there and you still want to argue, please make your case.
When you said the thing with, like, when Lindor is struggling and Diaz is struggling, the haters come out and play. Oh, when they start doing good, you don't hear of them. They have nothing. Nada. Yeah.
We got that the other night with Diaz too, after the Giants game with the blown save. And it's like, guys, come on. He had 7 saves this month, 2 blown saves. The Cardinals game, the ball didn't leave the fucking infield. And the Giants are like the best offense in baseball. They just beat him on a bad night. You fucking tip your cap. 7 saves. He almost strikes out 2 batters per fucking game he plays. 2 batters per fucking inning. It's craziness.
Dude, and that game last night, I mean, you know, everybody was a little bit nervous on the edge of our seats. Were we going to blow another big one? And he was, I don't care who the fuck was up. You could have given me any 3 hitters, and he was taking them out. He was untouchable yesterday.
I mean, I was at that game that I know you guys hate to talk about it, but the Dodgers game when Diaz gave up
Chernobyl.
Terrible.
We call that Chernobyl.
Let's go. Rangers game 7. Let's go.
LFGR, baby. LFGM. One big fucking happy family. And this is the thing that I didn't think of until you just mentioned that. I know in San Francisco it's a little bit like that, but LA is a good Mets town because a bunch of you crazy fucks are out there from New York. I feel like if the Mets get hot and they have an early lead, we're going to hear some Let's Go Mets chants. And that's going to wake us up back on the East Coast.
I'm so excited.
Fuck yeah,
all right.
man.
Thank you guys for having me on, though.
No problem, dude. Let's go Mets and go fucking root for the team out there, LFGR as well. CJ, you're up next, baby. What's going on? CJ going once. CJ going twice.
Oh. His audio's on.
What's up, buddy?
He's out of here. All right. Park Daddy, you're up next, baby. What's going on, Park Daddy? Park Daddy going once. I feel like the people that don't have the cameras on, they're not made for this world. Going twice, sold. And we're going to go TC. I know my guy TC. He's fucking drinking a beer. He's ready to rock and roll.
Yeah,
do
the dance. Yeah, buddy. Let's go.
What's up, gents? Couple things. One, have we looked at the lineup year over year? Like who we were putting out Memorial Day weekend, 2021? A. B. Oh my God, Lindorks. Just get out of here. Just go.
You're done. You're fucking done. It's over.
Just go.
It's over.
Just go. Best shortstop in baseball.
DeComo just tweeted that he has 37 RBIs this season. Last year in the first half he had 36, and he's had 14 in the last 6 games.
He's good.
When he is hot,
The New York
him and
Mets
Pete
are
like
good.
two of the same.
The
type
New
of
York
players,
Mets are
too.
good. Francisco Lindor is good. It's all different, and I've seen enough where I think, can we all agree that it's like they're going to be good for the whole season.
I mean, all
think,
right.
it's a
So
good team.
I'm half waiting for a June swoon,
Yeah,
half waiting for the other shoe to drop.
right.
But like we've been doing this for years. I mean, dude, I'm 36. Like have we seen the teams of the 2010s and like the late
I know,
the
but
late
I know
08,
we're all
09 kind of shit? Like
I know, but here's the thing, man.
no, I'm saying I'm putting a positive spin.
Yeah,
I'm saying,
okay,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
this is different. This
Yeah,
is
like
different.
even in years where we were good or had a good first half, like when people are like, "Oh, the Mets always do this." Like, no, the Mets don't always do this. The Mets might
No.
have a streak here or there. They might
The
play
Wilpons
above
did
their
it.
heads a little bit, but a team as good as this, as consistent as this, the Mets don't do this. They haven't done this since like 2006.
So I just looked it up. I just looked it up here. TC, May 28th they were rained out last year, so I went to May 29th. This is your New York Mets lineup for May 29th right here. Leading off, Jonathan VR.
I mean, all right. LR boys.
We love you, LR boys. Number 2, Francisco Lindor, who's batting 188 at this time last year. Number 3, playing first base, James McCann. Dom Smith batting 4th in left field. Nito batting 5th. Bryant McKinney batting 6th. Jose Parada batting 7th.
I missed him though.
Cameron motherfucking Maben, who's batting 036, batting
He
8th.
dropped him down to 8th. He was batting 3rd a week ago at that point.
Oh my god!
I mean, if you guys cannot think that this team is different or that we're in a better place than we were even last season, I mean, I don't know. Like those people are just fucking crazy people.
It's so funny. It's so funny to think about it now. That like when we were look at that, man. McKinney is killing me, dude. That is.
I mean,
so
we loved him. We loved him.
I know he was great, but I mean the thought that Steve Cohen was not going to ball out this offseason, like just look at this. You think that guy was going to have this team run out there again, and he wasn't going to completely overhaul shit? Like, of course, we should have never had any doubts that we were going to fucking go all out in the offseason because look at that. I mean,
Nito was the only guy over 250. He's the only guy over 250 in that fucking lineup. Why the fuck was McCann playing first? Was Pete hurt? Did he hurt his hand?
Yeah,
everyone was hurt. Everyone was hurt. Everyone was dead.
Yeah, everyone was
There
hurt.
you go.
I'll leave it with Luis Guillorme is batting 352. Like, fucking.
That's all you got to say, man. That's all you got to say. That's it right there.
TC, I
Keep it
love
up,
the
boys.
fucking energy, baby. LFGM, baby. LFGM.
Have a good one, TC.
We're rocking with our boy Christian now. What's going on, CK?
What's going on, boys? How we doing?
Feeling good. Feeling good.
It's a lot better than I was last year, it turns out. And looking at that fucking lineup.
Right.
Jesus
Talk
Christ.
about that. Cameron Maiden. I forgot all about that shit. Just erased it from my mind. So I want to talk about something a little outside of the direct portion of the game. But let's talk about the nightmare it is to not listen to,
You know what I was going to say,
Gary
though? That
calling
was
the game.
that game was so fun and easy. That was maybe the first national broadcast in years where I didn't even think about how bad the because we also had our guy, right? It was Burkhart was on there, and I feel like
No, it was Joe Davis.
It was
Davis is really good at what he
Joe
does.
Davis, John Smoltz.
I feel like I usually have like innings at a time where I'm just sitting there like, oh, this fucking sucks. But that's how well they played. Is that I for the first time in maybe my life, I didn't miss Gary, Keith, and Ron. I just didn't even think about him because I was actually watching the fucking field play the team on the field.
Well, it certainly helps, and the Mets are just putting hits on hits on hits on hits.
Mhm.
Right? That can kind of wash away that. But when they call him Guillermo 6 times in a row, I'm like, bro, just look at, you got it right there on the paper in front of you. I also thought that what was hilarious is their Nimmo interview. Like every 10 seconds that they're interviewing Nimmo, they're like, well, hold on, Brandon, we got a pitch coming up. I'm like, that's not how you do it. Gary just does it seamlessly.
Yeah, they put him on the spot. Like, that's hard to just be like, you want to do play-by-play? It's like, aren't you supposed to just ask me softball questions, guys?
Yeah, he's,
Nice, man.
a good-hearted Wyoming kid who just wants to answer like, oh yeah, like how's this team? Like what's the
We're
situation?
trying hard. Yeah, we're all just competitors out
What do you
here.
think the breakdown is? He was like, and then they're like, we should offer you a job. He's like, I'm just trying to do my best out here, bud.
Yeah, I mean, come on, give the guy a break. Also, Fox and even ESPN from here on out gets a little bit of slack. they should all thank Apple Plus.
Apple Plus revolutionized the shit of sports commentating.
Apple Plus was tough. They don't know the rules. They don't know the players. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Chris Young and two chicks that looked like Megan Rapinoe up there. I'm like, what the hell is this? But
as long as we rake, dude, I don't care who the broadcast is anymore. I mean, obviously Gary, Keith, and Ron for life. But you know, I've joked with my mom before. My mom dead ass like thinks that that Gary, Keith, and Ron are more important than the players at this point because they're like an institution that is always there for us when the team sucks, when the owners sucked, when we were collapsing, when we were winning, when we're losing, no matter what. Gary, Keith, and Ron were always there.
Oh yeah,
it's nice for once to not, you know. I mean, I remember the dark years arguing on like Twitter about our broadcasters because there was nothing to argue about with our players.
Yeah,
so it's nice to actually have the better team on the field most of the time now.
The whole thing. That's for sure. Quick shouts out too. KFC. I was your first caller on KFC Radio, episode 1.
Wow! Get the fuck out of here!
First caller. I was the Would You Rather, where I was. Would you rather eat McDonald's for the rest of your life, or throw up every time you heard McDonald's for the rest of your life, or
wear a fedora
for the rest of your life? That was me, 16 years old.
Bro,
16 years old.
Wait, dude, wait. I've been looking for you. I've been saying like I want to find the guy who I need to send me your info or DM me your sister. I need to
DM right after this. My name's Christian Kane. So's the Instagram handle.
Bro, that DM me so I have it. I've been looking for you. Like, you don't realize when I started the voicemail line, I had no idea what it was going to be. And it was the Would You Rathers that you and a couple other guys sent that just set the tone for it. And that's the reason why the show is what it is today. And I'd like to think that's why it's a success. So it had a bunch of people called in and just like asked about sports. I maybe would have had a sports show. And instead I got you talk. And on top of that, a lot of the questions are internet ones that everyone's seen before. Because it's so unique. Why the fuck did that even come up?
Okay, I'm being straight with you. So I've always been thinking about the most insane Would You Rathers. Your podcast, that radio show. I actually was in the Army for 5 years between that moment and this moment. And all I would do is sit in the field with the boys and go, hey, you want to hear a really fucked up Would You Rather? We had the $1 billion game, which is, would you do blank for $1 billion?
Yeah.
How deep and fucking dark can you get? So
yeah, I like that, man. But
I'll let you guys bring some other fans in. KFC, I'll definitely DM you. Love the podcast. Watch everything. Let's fucking go Mets. We gotta believe.
That is crazy, man. Thank you, bro. I mean, that's the guy that launched 1,000 Would You Rathers. I mean, that's crazy.
He kind of in a sick way launched 1,000 podcasts at Barstool too.
Yeah,
right? Because without KFC Radio and all this other shit,
I'm telling you, that guy is like who is it? There's the fucking rat in Ant-Man, right? Who like chews through the thing or whatever.
Endgame. He's the Endgame rat. Hits the button and fucking gets all the things going there. Shout out Christian Kane. It's an easy name to remember too. I love it. I fucking love it. All right, Liam, we're rocking with you now, baby. How we doing, Liam?
Shit. How we doing, boys?
Oh, we got your pal in the background too.
Let's go Mets, baby. All right. So this win today, Real Muto came up with the bases loaded. We were up by 1. I was thinking, I have Real Muto on my fantasy team right now. So
I'll slap you in your fucking face.
Double-edged sword right there. If he gets out, I'm like, it's RBI. He got the end of game, the 2 in. We were down by 1. And I was like, that's it for the night. I think we still got this one wrapped. And when McNeil came up with the runners on the corners, he had a 3-1 count. I knew we just wanted to poke one the other way, and you see it fly off his bat, and you're like, I forgot we could still hit homers. We don't just like.
I know, man. He turned on that one. He fucking smoked that, dude.
It's like you forget that like other teams like rely on home runs almost.
Yeah. No, we're the only ones left who are like still playing real ball. I think it was you who. This is another thing that I'm feeling this year, that like we limited the damage. It was 2-1. And somebody in the group chat said, like, 2 runs ain't shit. We're fine.
That was me, I think.
Yeah. I mean, in years gone by, we scored our 1 run for the game. They put up 2. It's over. And now it's like, oh, well, we're going to put up at least 6. So,
it's like every other inning, we have a guy in scoring position less than 2 outs. And you're just like, oh, here he goes again.
Yeah. I don't know what like the opposing teams are going to do because they're like, if we take a lead on the Mets, they are going to counterpunch us the very next inning. Like you hear it all the time. It's like they go down and then they come back the very next fucking time at bat. And
the only way to beat the Mets, it's like what they say, like the most dangerous lead in hockey, the 2-run lead. You have to just stay behind the Mets until the 9th inning and then take the lead. That's the only time you're going to be able to beat us if it's the bottom of the 9th and you take the lead. Then otherwise, we're coming back in your bitch ass.
Because the Giants will have Jack Pearson 3 home runs on you.
Yeah, you got to Mario Kart that. You got to keep the star in us and then use the star right at the end and pass us where we can't come and fucking hit you right back.
Yeah, I mean, baseball is just like an impossible sport, and it's
so
just
stupid.
It's just like stupid, and every single time I like get to the end of the season, Mets have like between 70 and 85 wins every year, and it's like, how does a baseball team win 100 games? Like, how do they just go in like series after series and just like get clutch hits? It makes
they win every series. That's exactly how.
And now that I'm like seeing it, at least like for a 2-month sample, it's just like Jesus Christ. Like
that's kind of the old adage, right? Like you're gonna win 50, you're gonna lose 50. Everybody's gonna win 50 and lose 50, and then it's that 60 games in between, whether you're a World Series contender or a bum, and that's really it. 162 games, 9-inning games. It's a stupid fucking sport. It's set up. It makes no sense, but when you're on the right side of it and you're finally good, it's like, oh, I want to watch every day. I want double headers. Let's play again. I love this game. It's amazing.
And it's just like base hits the other way. It's not just like 3-run shots every night. I mean, like who cares? Like
so what do you think about this? I tweeted the screenshot saying we have the most infield hits, we got the most sack flies, we've got boys will be boys. I love it. Let's go.
Let's go. That's what the Mets do to people.
Let's go. They do. They just grind them out. And a bunch of people, Yankee fans. Yankee fans in my mentions being like, oh, great. You got the best little league team. Oh, you can't even hit it out of the infield, blah, blah, blah. I think I'd so much rather have a team like I would love a few more home runs, but I'd rather be the team that manufactures this way than not.
Yeah.
I don't even think people talk about our like low hard hit rate or whatever bullshit that was earlier. And I'm like, oh, they'll see regression. Like, no one even cares about that anymore. We're scoring 8 runs a night.
That's it's the bingo card. It's these games are only in April, only in May. Oh, it's hard. It's only you don't hit the ball hard enough. Lindor's batting average is low. Whatever bingo card you want, until all of a sudden you run out of excuses and you just have to admit this team is different and they are good.
Half our hits are ground balls. It feels like it's not. We're not even hitting liners.
They were comparing it to like the Braves. The Braves had 14 strikeouts tonight. It's like all we have to do is put the ball in play. You have last night's game. Those 2 sack flies. We had no business scoring on either of those. Yep. But we have guys who can run, and we have guys who put the ball in play. Yep. We're not the Yankees. We're not going to strike out a million fucking times. We're not the Braves. We're not going to strike out 14 times in a game. We're going to put bat on ball, and then we see what happens from there. And
do you want me to say it?
Gamers, and they're going to beat it out.
Do you want me to say the word? I usually don't say it. It's contact.
Yeah?
Contact.
Harper's in right field. He throws them out, I think.
Oh, yeah. That's the other thing. The Phillies are screwed with Harper being a DH all year.
Yeah, it's crazy that he's doing all this shit with a UCL tear. Like, what the fuck?
The Phillies are a wreck, man. They've got so much talent, but they're just a mess, dude. Slop.
Castellanos too. He like 3 plays that he'll never make again the rest of his
that running catch, he will never, ever come close to making a play ever again.
All right, thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks for coming on, Liam. Liam mentioned that thing about Real Muto. The Real Muto numbers right now: 238, 3 bombs before today. And granted, like they said, like maybe they'll get him going. But that contract, yikes!
Yo, I mean, 31-year-old catcher to maybe seeing regression,
and he was sitting, and we'd be like, "What the fuck are we gonna do when Alvarez? Who did you hear that? Oh my god!
Yeah,
the announcer. Oh my god!
Can we pull that up?
Yeah, I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up.
I don't know who put that on the main account earlier today, but like I put that on Gotta Believe last night. I was like, oh my god!
That was beautiful. This chick doing play-by-play of of Alvarez hitting a bomb, and she just goes, "Oh my god!" Also, shout out to UCLA who won their game 25-22 with a 3-run bomb in the bottom of 9th. They have to play that. They're gonna run it back. They're playing a team again later tonight.
All right,
Yeah, let's get the audio on this.
Has really shut it down today for 2-1. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No doubters. The trail over the
Give me it
video.
again. Give me it again.
Reading has really shut it down. Today's the 2-1. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's taken way out to left field. An absolute no doubter as it trails over the video board.
So good.
This
Over
is-
the video
Francisco
board.
Alvarez has a solo shot.
That's what it's like, and I'm going to make these comparisons. This is kind of crazy, but it's like when they say like Celtics fans, like they had a good team, but then they were watching like Larry Bird, and then like that guy's gonna like. It's like this team is gelling. We have good players. We have guys who aren't even playing right now with Scherzer and DeGrom, and then it's like, and we have guys like Alvarez and Vientos and all these guys in the minors. Like, holy shit, this is really fucking coming together right now, man. This is how you fucking build a tank.
So nice when the guys coming up in the minors are not going to have the pressure of the weight of the fucking world on their shoulders. Like every other time we've had a big prospect, it's like, okay, well, we're going to need you to come up, bat third, hit 45 home runs, and like be the star of the team. Think you can handle that? These guys can come up and eventually and like play their role and develop their career the right way because we've built like a real team around them.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Did you see Buck too? Buck said he was like, I really just want to watch the post-game fireworks right now. Let's make this quick, like fucking with the reporters. So
Yo, you know what? Everybody who was hating on Buck quickly too. I mean, god damn, this fan base sucks sometimes. Like how even let's say I don't really buy into it, but you know, a couple questionable things with the bullpen here and there. Let's say you were down on Buck. Like, does he win any goodwill for the first fucking 50 games of the year that you can't give him some slack for like the first time he maybe hits some speed bumps here? Jesus Christ, guys.
I with managers, it's like if he goes to the lefty you didn't want or he doesn't play the matchup that makes sense. I always think there's probably a reason that we don't know as fans. Just like there's no, and I like complaining about the manager is almost like a birthright for baseball fans to do.
Sure.
But I just never got into that. It's like when they keep making the same mistakes as we've seen with all the managers we've had, that's fair. But like Buck Showalter knows more about baseball than everyone I know has ever, like, he's forgotten more than any of us have ever learned combined. So just like trust the Buck. I don't know what else to fuck.
And you never know what like
we got you back, Kev.
Yeah, you never know. Like, for all we know, that dude in the bullpen could have been like, Buck, you know, my shoulder's barking tonight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's things that happen in the middle of the day, in that moment that you're not privy to, let alone the big picture stuff. So just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and look, I keep saying, like, oh, he hasn't, like, burned his bullpen out that much. He's not really using guys on back-to-back days that often. And look, a lot of that's Buck. Also, a lot of that's just, oh, we're scoring a bunch of runs. We're not playing a stressful game every fucking night. That's also the main difference, too.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens. Your bullpen doesn't get burned out when you're not playing a one-run game every single night.
Yeah. It's nice to win a nice 8-2 game or, you know, be up 7-0 yesterday for a bit. Like, it's nice to have those.
It really is. It made me realize the Colorado series and then these games right here made me realize just how rarely we have a easy game. Even when we win, it's still pretty like, you know, and this is just like, oh my God, is this what it's like for the other good teams of the league?
Yeah.
Like, this is easy, man. I could do this in my sleep.
Baseball's fun. Like rooting for a baseball team that's good is fun. Who would have fucking thought? And we're gonna need like a couple more of these between tomorrow and then the 3 against the Nats. Need like 1 or 2 of these because there's no day off. It goes after the Nats, you know, 1 o'clock on Wednesday, straight to LA, and the fucking gauntlet is fucking going.
We may need a fucking rain out before that LA trip.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't hate that. It's hilarious too. Like here, I'll see if I can pull this up as well. If you look at like the Mets upcoming schedule, it just lists Bassett, Carrasco, and Walker as our like probable pitchers. It's like, and you know, obviously we know who it's gonna be. It's gonna be like Williams and whatever, but it's just we're cobbling together whatever we can get. Like usually you'd have all 5 pitchers there. It's like, nope, we just know these 3 guys, and that's
I think
about
Monday's gonna be Peterson, Tuesday's gonna be Trevor Williams, and McGill is probably gonna get a rehab start soon. So they were like a start or 2 away from him.
I could take that, man. McGill coming back, and again, if he's McGill or at least 80% of what he is, that's a W for us, I think, in the long run.
We need Bassett to show back up
the guy that we traded for Bassett, because
Mhm.
it's been fine this whole way through. But when we start playing these West Coast teams and we're not going to have like such an easy time scoring 8 runs, we need a guy who's going to come out and just shove one night of the week. That's all I need. I need one night from the series, and it's got to be him.
Can I tell you what really scares me about the gauntlet? That series with Miami.
Afterward,
we have not seen the Marlins, and they are usually a thorn in our side. And that technically is supposed to be like the one spot, like the oasis in the desert. Like if we can just make it to that Miami series, we could fatten up on them. And I got a bad feeling that we get swept by them or some craziness where it's like, wait a minute, what? So, yikes! That's the scariest part of all for me.
We haven't been swept at any point this year, so I want to keep that thought out of my head. Just not thinking about it.
Yeah, and the way you called that fucking Pittsburgh series kind of scares me right now that you were fucking Kevin.
That was a team that I knew as I was beating the 4 games up drum, I was like, this team is not fucking good, man. I know exactly what's coming, and that's why that Pirates series jumped out so much at me. This team is like, I'm starting to get overly confident. I'm starting to get cocky, Clem. Who knows?
Yeah. Again, the only thing is, like you said, with the West Coast, you then get worn down, exhaustion. I said it on Thursday, and a bunch of people were hitting me up on the replies like, dude, I'm with you. We're all just like mentally and literally physically tired because you just watch those games, you get a couple losses, and this is twice the fucking length of that West Coast trip, right? Because the Colorado series wasn't really like, it was a little earlier.
Right.
So,
I'll tell you what, if we're like, if you're in San Diego, you're playing in Anaheim. If God willing, somehow we win like the first 2 games of the season the series, I say punt the third, give everybody a rest, say fuck it. We already got our series win. Put out whoever you want out there and just.
Luis Guillorme will be NBA off and pitching.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it. I
completely revolutionized the game.
That sweep.
That's honestly
like the NBA. We just rest our starters.
The Reds game. It's a little bit
load management.
That's a lot of times with Buck when he makes like a something that looks a little odd from the outside looking in. I think sometimes he's like, I just got to give these guys a day because we're gonna need this lefty for this lefty lineup coming up. No one ever thinks like that. Or again, when the lineups come out, can everyone just shut the fuck up about the lineups? We're just putting up runs. That's all that fucking matters.
We literally had a game. We let off Luis Guillorme. We played Marquand in center field. Like these are things that would usually like ignite the fan base in the past. Now no one cares because we scored 8 runs.
Yeah, we were just saying that, me and Kyle, when we first started, like.
Kevin got that fucking HQ internet in his house. He has all business Pete uploading his shit.
We were saying that when it comes out, it's basically like we don't know what the death lineup is. Like we were trying to see like what's the best lineup we could possibly put together where every other team's like, oh shit. But from our standpoint, it's like we're completely unfazed every time we see it because it's the same result every single night anyway. It's always just the next guy up. You're like, oh, this guy's gonna get a hit, like clearly death by contact.
You could show me Nick Plummer batting like 5th tomorrow. I'd be like, yeah, we'll probably score 5 runs.
That was the point. When you sent us the lineup, Phil, I was like, I can't believe Dom is DHing and not playing first. You're like, you guys aren't going to talk about Cannon playing center field. I'm like, no, it seems like that would work out.
Yeah.
All right, let's. All right, we got to kick Kev out here. We got fucking variant KFC in here, so we'll put him back in. We're gonna put Matt into the stream too. Matty, are you on? We got audio from Matty here. Matt going once. Matt going twice.
Matt.
My guy Tyler leading off now. We got Tyler. Tyler, how we doing, baby?
What's up, fellas?
How we doing?
Just got back from the game tonight.
How was the stadium tonight?
It was actually like completely crowded. I got there at like 6:10. I thought I had plenty of time to like get a spot, get in, get a Pat LaFreda steak sandwich. But the line off the GCP was like backed all the way up. Yeah, so man. it was fucking packed tonight.
Dude, it's fair weather fans, it's bandwagon, whatever you want to call it. City's going to be rocking all summer long. People are going to come out to the ballpark. Mets fans come out in droves, dude.
100%. And it was just funny. I was hearing you guys talking like it's like, oh, we're going to score 8 runs every night. Not that it's getting boring, but it's like,
don't you fucking dare! Don't you fucking
Tyler,
dare.
you sick son of a bitch.
It's not boring, but it's like, I'm like, oh, we scored 8 tonight. Oh, we're probably going to score 8 tomorrow. Like, I got there. I saw the lineup. I was like, Luis Guillorme's hitting leadoff? What the fuck? Then he got up and they put his stats up, and I was like, when did he start hitting 330?
He's batting 352, bro.
It's unbelievable. It's like every guy gets a hit. Even when like Mazika gets up, I feel like he's gonna come up big with like he's gonna punch one into left field or something crazy. It's
First
and
of
you
all,
think about all like the stuff that's happened to us in the past, batting out of order, Cespedes falling off a horse, us losing Cespedes. It's just new. It's a new team.
Yeah. So given all of that, how are you already into like I'm bored mode? You sick.
I'm not bored. You know, I'm not fucking bored. All right, but you know, I'm just like getting too used to winning. I'm getting nervous.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's sickening. No, dude, you're crazy. How old are you?
28.
No, you're sick. You should be sick in the head just like I am.
I am sick in the head. I mean, I've seen it all from Brad Emos opening day, second baseman to, you know, obviously the 06 and on, it was just, besides our little 15, little run, I mean, it's just been.
No, but you are right. The thing is, like, when opposing fans look at that lineup that we put out there tonight, Phillies fans are probably not shaking in their boots, not realizing that, Luis Guillorme bats 350. And that Mark Canha is what was the stat they were talking about tonight? He's like
7th in OBP since like 2019. Like he's up there like Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Mike Trout, like
and then Mark Canha. I mean, like these are guys that are awesome. Starling Marte, even like under the radar, like great player. And you're not maybe gonna, like I love the fact that every night teams might be like, I don't know, we can take this team. No, you fucking can't, man.
And I don't know why they're shifting Canha. He did it last night. They got 3 guys on the left side of the infield. He punches one in the right field, base hit RBI. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, they're doing it again. And they do hit and run. Canha punched it the other way. Everyone just does the right thing.
Dude,
it's like it's crazy.
McNeil choking up, Canha going the other way. These guys, they don't have any ego. They don't have any pride. They're just like, whatever. Let's just play fucking ball. It's amazing.
I know. I can't get enough of it, but I'll try not to get too bored.
Yeah, like you said, can't get enough. Keep it coming. Don't get greedy. Don't take it for granted.
You are
all right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming on, Tyler. You sick son of a bitch.
Even like the broadcast team, they're shocked every time a team is shifting on us. They're like, Nimmo literally punches the ball down the left field line regularly, and here they are shifting the third baseman into the shortstop spot. They're like, what the fuck are these teams looking at?
So weird, man. The only guy you really should be shifting because he's just gonna fucking rocket it is Alonso, like every time. Everybody else is like a complete hitter.
And even Pete's going the other way.
I know. Yo, I really thought I said it in the group chat. I really was feeling if he got a ball over the plate, I thought he was gonna mash one, and he kind of got his pitch, and he just didn't extend enough on it. But I'm waiting for him to go big fly again soon. I think he's licking his chops.
Yeah, I was expecting it tonight too. I was definitely expecting a Pete bomb. I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this. So I called them the Diaz dummies. But then someone said the Ed losers. Do we go with Ed losers and
Ed
as
losers
the Lindors?
Better, yes.
Yeah. And I'm trying to look at I'm going through people that they can now hate now that those two guys have kind of like got the stench off of them. And I don't really like you said Shreve, Ottavino.
No, it's Shreve. Jesse Winker broke him, unfortunately. It's just what it is.
Yeah, no, Jason Shreve. The only guy who's actually unlikable is Jason Shreve. He sucks. That little crybaby display. Everyone knows we're Winker fans here, but even if we weren't Winker fans, if that was anybody, I'd be like, "What are you doing, dude? You just gave up a bomb. You don't get to bark, and you don't get to, you don't get to call the shots after that." I don't like Shreve. Ottavino, I don't have a problem with, but I also just don't have much confidence in him. The next guy I think that people will jump on is I think Escobar when he was starting to thank God he started to contribute the last couple games because it was getting ugly for him. But all the big money and all the big names are really performing. Yeah. So are you really going to get on you really want to get on Eduardo Escobar's back? You really think he deserves that? Come on, guys.
Kyle's sweating right now. He's like,
yeah,
you guys forgot about my guy. But he's again, when you're a homegrown guy and he had those big puppy dog eyes like Dom does, and he did have that one season in 2020 where you just were raking. You're like, all right, Dom, we like you. But
he also, if you get that 4-for-4 game or you hit that triple, whenever people are about to break with Dom, he seems to do something to get the fans on his side. So
I texted you guys. He's on I-90. The fact that you're hitting 190
Yeah.
You just keep your head down and you just hope that you can break out of it in like short order. He's got 84 at bats. So if you want to say he hasn't gotten a lot of play time, like enough.
He's gotten enough, dude. You know what sucks is like the team is rocking and rolling, and the clubhouse is a party, and they're cracking Coors Lights, and they're fucking girls on the road, and they're just having the time of their lives. And Dom is just sitting there like, fuck, please just let me break out of this.
Do you think Dom's like following the Padres and he kind of just like watches their games and like imagines himself in their lineup? Like it seems so close to happening. And then it just, did you hear the rumor too that they said Cohen shot it down?
Yeah, I heard that rumor too.
All right, Phil, what do we have? You dabble with
no,
some
all I heard is like Cohen shot it down just based off medicals too with Paddock. That was the other thing. And Paddock got Tommy John.
King Cohen the doctor. Dr. Cohen in the building. I love magnificent.
Uncle Stevie using the light from his monitor with all his fucking stock things, and he's looking at an extra like, nope, that UCL's about to pop. X-nay that trade. We're gonna see if Steve's on here because everyone that doesn't have their camera on is a no-go. But let's see. Stevie, you coming on, baby? You in?
What's up, boys? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
what's up, Steve? What's up, bud?
I don't know why my picture's not working, but
all gravy.
I do just want to say that the Phillies defense is fucking hysterical. It has to be one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen. It's like gives me Fernando Martinez in left field and Daniel Murphy in left field vibes.
Wow,
Kyle Schwarber is fucking hysterical out there. But other than that, this team's it's fun to watch. It's all I can say. Jeff McNeil doing the Wedding Crashers, Will Ferrell shit is fucking hysterical. Him hitting bombs and into the Coca-Cola corners, all I can ask. So
he smoked it. How many feet was that? Did we get a number on that?
402. It was like 402.
Ooh, baby. Yo, the Lindor triple. I first of all, I obviously wanted it to be a home run. I also would prefer it to be like a clean triple where it's not anybody's fault in the outfield there. But I'm also equally as happy to watch two Philly outfielders like cower into each other and be like, you got it, I got it, you got it, I got it. They are a wreck in every fucking spot on the field. It's would you rather just beat them or have them be like a laughing stock? Either way, I'm fine. I'm satisfied either way.
It's kind of like what I'm sure the Phillies fans felt like when we were coming to town. It's the whole LOL Mets. I mean, Smitty used LOL Mets. He still uses LOL Mets. And I'm like, buddy, it's LOL Phillies now. Phil LOLEs, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Like flags fly forever. They'll always have 08. But, as of right now, the longest playoff drought in all of baseball. They're still like the losingest franchise in sport history. They snuck that one in there, and obviously that trumps everything. But if you want to start breaking it down further, let's relax.
Remember how giddy Phillies fans were after that first game versus them, where we just blew that 4-0 lead? They're like, "Oh, you guys have to deal with us all year."
Yep.
And I think we just own the sin.
I mean, we've just annihilated them since. After this series, we'll face them one more time, one more series?
Two more series. We don't see them again until August. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe by then they will have put it together. Maybe by then they will have canceled. But either way.
I mean, they sold off their team by then for all we know. That's all I can.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I honestly, if they get hot, let them get hot and beat the shit out of the Braves for a little bit. Like that's fine with me, And I think it's us and the Braves. Those are gonna be the teams. The Nats are cooked. The Marlins had that like fresh start, but they've tailed back. It's gonna be us and the Bravos as usual. Now, do you think the Phillies will like sell? Or do you think they just go all fucking in and just
no? They have too many big contracts. I was saying that jokingly.
They're in win mode now. They do have the ability to get hot, and also everybody making the fucking playoffs. Like you're never really out of it unless you're fucking out of it. Yeah. So I don't think but they might not be like massive buyers at the deadline. So by then I feel like they'll either have made their move or the fans will be they will have canceled.
I think I had a consult too. I couldn't tell if it was a Phillies fan or not, but I will be any Phillies fans that have me watching the stream. You let me know when you consult, and I will gladly read it. I will put heads on a spike.
I think it's a little early, but given what they've been going through and the fact that now the Mets are doing it to them, I bet you there was about 10 consoles in the fan base today, like emotional, too early, but probably correct in the long run consoles.
Yep. All right, I got a question here from Twitter. Name this kitten. New kitten to the world. Asked me to name it. It's clearly a Red Sox fan. I was thinking a Mets player at first, but What do you think here?
Okay. I mean, yeah. We got to give it a Mets name. I know he's a Red Sox, but like, come on.
Maybe like a Mets Sox connection here. Little Mo Vaughn action. Like I'm trying to think of a good Mookie.
Oh wait, no, he's not
Yeah.
Red Sox.
That would be a problem. That would probably be a problem in Boston.
No, I mean, it's got to be, right? They still got love for him, no? And we've got Mookie. I mean, if you're going to ask the Mets podcast, we got to go. I mean, let's see. Based on this team, how about Jenko the kid?
Pedro. Chris Schaefer just said Pedro. Okay.
Pedro the cat. Pedro the cat. Pedro the kitten. I like it.
Pedro, it's been decided. I'm gonna say just named it live on We Gotta Believe. All right, we just named a cat. Good going, boys. Fucking W named a cat. Anything else
just keeps getting weirder.
How great was it seeing Jake in the dugout? How fucking great.
Oh, that smile. He's so handsome. And so he's just like, I feel like I'm a proud parent of Jake. I'm just like, you're just such a good boy. You're just such a nice boy. And I didn't want to say it, but like, I swear to God, if he comes back and he's even slightly good, I'm going to cry tears of fucking joy. God damn it. I'm nice. Imagine this, like, even when times were dark, the joy that Jacob deGrom would bring, if he brought that level of joy every time he pitched to this level of joy this team's bringing us, I think it would solve like my problems as a person. I think I'd become like a glass half full, happy-go-lucky guy in my whole life if deGrom was a part of this team right now. There's no pressure, Jake. You just, one man's life hangs in the balance. No big deal.
A lot of people are bringing up the coming on the bridge and jumping off. I mean, there's a lot of
season. I'll go as far as to say that if he did not do that, we'd be cursed.
Don't say I didn't do anything for you guys. I built a bridge. I jumped off it, and I fucking came in my place of work. That's for you guys.
All right, I have to go back to the drawing board on you boys too. It's a girl. I just realized. Is there a female version of Pedro? Pedra?
I mean, it's a girl. That's tough. What was Anna Benson? Anna Benson.
Anna the cat.
Anna the cat. Benson.
How about
Bay?
How about Mazika? That sounds like a girl name.
Mazika.
The cat. How about
Robles?
Gretel. Hansel Robles would go to Gretel. Little Gretel the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Books, Libra.
Buck the cat. No, it's a girl.
Plowecki.
Canna sounds like a cat too. Canna the cat.
Canna. Anna is our entry.
Oh my God, boys! What a night! What a good W.
So we go from tonight Fox, tomorrow ESPN.
Yep.
We get picked up. What is it with the Mets though? Like we could be shitty, like bottom of the basement, and every time there's a holiday or some sort of thing where like we're gonna be out and don't have a TV necessarily in front of us, I can't pull up the SNY app because it's on fucking some random channel every single time we have a holiday. What is up with that?
It's because look at us, we're losers on Memorial Day weekend, all watching the game, doing a post game. They know that the Mets fans will always come out and watch.
Yep.
It's still a Wilpon enterprise. That's why. Oh, wait, we're on ESPN 2? What the fuck does that mean? We're not even we're on the juice?
Is it like a hockey game or something on tomorrow? Oh no, because the Celtics and Heat are on Game 7, I think.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
I don't know why that wouldn't be on ABC though.
Is the A-Rod Michael K thing? Is that
no?
Even a
Yeah,
thing?
I'm actually curious how that happens.
Yeah, wait, did that did they put the kibosh on that, or is it just
no? That still goes on now. I just don't know how it's gonna happen now when you
the ratings must be great.
Yeah, I have no clue.
You have Celtics Heat Game 7 and ESPN 2. I don't know. Maybe they put the A-Rod cast on like.
They were trying to. Yeah, they were
ESPN
pitching that like
News.
it's going to be the Manning cast.
So
you
bad.
couldn't get Yankee fans to watch their own guys. Like what?
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. All right, so I mean, here's the thing. We finish every episode always saying, we're almost begging or telling people that they gotta believe. Like, you think there are people out there right now who aren't? Who's not believing right now? What's not to believe in?
I'll tell you, there's only one person who I don't think is
He will not be named.
No, it's not even him. It's not even him because he was clapping for Lindor, and I said the Lindors, they knocked over their king, which, by the way, Kyle, if you want to fact check, I'm sure there's tweets from a few days ago saying this was going to be a sweep of a series.
I was going to tweet it out tonight, but I'm waiting till tomorrow to be like, we got ours.
I was in the fucking cave with Frank. He was like, Tuesday's loss. I broke their spirit. The season's over. Swept in Philly guarantee. Go fuck yourself, Frank.
Fuck off, Frank.
The only man that doesn't believe here is David J.
David
Blum.
J. Blum, you fucking loser. Not a peep on David J. Blum's Twitter account dating back exactly to Francisco Lindor's hot streak. You fucking loser. So not only are you a Lindor and a hater and an idiot and stupid and you don't know anything about baseball or the Mets, not only that, but at least some of the Lindorics take their medicine. I've got a couple people in my mentions who have like finally bent the knee and been like, you're right, or like, hey, I'm a fan or whatever. He's won me over. But David J. Blum going completely silent, being not only a fucking idiot, but also a coward. Fuck you, dude. You're the biggest loser of all. And at the parade, you get no cake. You get no punch. As a matter of fact, you're not even welcome at the parade because Francisco Lindor is good. He'll be on the float. He'll be leading the parade. And guys like you don't deserve him.
That's right.
Yep.
Gotta believe.
Gotta believe.